Greetings, back with another one. I don't know how well uh, Assassin's Creed. Uh, I don't even like I said. I haven't even been paying attention to the of what's been going on with the current game. Like I said, I talked about it, before the game launched, and but I guess the Assassin's Creed that takes place in Japan, the Samurai game. I don't know how well it's doing in sales. I don't know how well it's doing in terms of, uh, you know, the amount of people who are playing. But it appears that Ubisoft was rumored to be working on another one, which is kind of, I guess there were some rumors that they were working on another one. But I'm here at the dark place, and it says Ubisoft reportedly canceled Civil War era Assassin's Creed game amid Yusuke backlash and political fear. Well, let's just go down and see what they're talking about because this is insane. Ubisoft has reported canceled an Assassin's Creed game set during the post-American Civil War Reconstruction era. Now, for those who aren't familiar with the Reconstruction era, General Ulysses S. Grant, when he became president, he was going to start a reconstruction in the southern states after slavery was abolished and all that stuff. So he, like I said, I give him credit for what he was trying to do. He was trying to reconstruct the South so that newly freed slaves can have you know a fair chance and all that stuff, and basically so that the newly free slaves can have the life, just like how everybody, how we all live today. Basically, he wanted to change all that stuff, but unfortunately it cost a lot of money to do that, and people in the northern states were pumping their money into reconstruction of the South, but eventually they got tired of doing so it all went for naught. And then all of the Jim Crow stuff started in the southern states and stuff like that. So that's kind of the gist of what it is, after slavery was abolished and all that stuff. But I mean, wow, Assassin's Creed was planning on doing a game around that era. I mean, they did a Assassin's Creed game that took place around the Revolutionary War. I never played that one. I heard it was really good. A lot of people talk about it. Was Assassin's Creed 3, I think. I never played that one. I heard it was really good though. But continue. According to a report from GameFile, the project was scrapped in 2024 after the company faced backlash over the Black Samurai Yusuke in Assassin's Creed Shadows and grew nervous about the political climate in the United States. Well, but that's the problem though. Why is the gaming industry getting so political? It just seems like people who are at the head of these IPs, or like or people that are being consulted when constructing these IPs, it seems like these people just have a political agenda that they just want to push, or some sort of political ideology that they want to push. And for the past decade, it seems to have been going this way. And a lot of, I mean, like I said, pretty much the same thing what they do in the film industry. And while the film industry has suffered dearly, it seems to be doing the same thing in terms of the gaming industry. I mean, gamers don't want this type of stuff. Like I said, if you want to, do, I mean, like I said, Assassin's Creed is known for, excuse me, Assassin's Creed is known for, their games taking place during, true periods in history and stuff like that. And of course, they put their own, fantasy, twist on it with all of the assassin stuff. But it takes place during times that really existed in our world's history and stuff like that. But this whole thing with the Yusuke character is just absolutely crazy. I mean, like I said, he was not a samurai. Like it doesn't work that way. So that's what people were upset about, and I didn't care too much for it either. I mean, when we finally get a game that takes place in feudal Japan, which would have been awesome for a lot of people, but when you do stuff like this, it just it just seems like a blatant thing that Ubisoft did. They didn't have to do that. But continue. The decision shows that Ubisoft has learned the wrong lesson. Instead of realizing players are tired of identity-driven storytelling, and virtue signaling, leadership apparently concluded that audiences simply can't handle complex topics. The result is a company running from its own self-inflicted wounds. Ubisoft cancels a game no one wanted. Sources told GameFile that the Assassin's Creed Civil War concept would have followed a formerly enslaved man who joined the Assassin Brotherhood after gaining his freedom, traveling west before returning to the post-war South to fight the justice in a conflict that would, among other things, see him confront the emergence of the Ku Klux Klan. See, just another, just another Caucasian people are evil concept. Like that. I mean, I've never really cared for that. Like I said, in the course of storytelling history, there is a way you can do that. But I got to the point where whether it's especially mainly in the film industry, I just got tired of every time where the protagonist so happens to be of Negro ethnicity, and it takes place during a time either centuries ago or time in the 60s or the 40s. It always has to be racially driven, and it always has to like demonize Caucasians in a way, especially when the protagonist is of Negro ethnicity. I've just never cared for that. I've said it all the time, man. I would love for us to have blacks in particular. I would love to have, because when it comes to the way that we write, you mostly get like the hood tales, or a lot of urban tales and stuff like that. I mean, I would love for black writers, black creators to delve more into fantasy. I would love to have a George Lucas, or like a Steven Spielberg, and like I said, Michael Jai White is like the only one that I really know who delves into like the fantasy stuff like that, and I just wish that we had more of that in terms of you know black writers and stuff like that. We always like to just do the whole civil rights stuff, like just white people are evil and all this stuff, and slavery, and is either about slavery or a hood tale or stuff like that. It just seems that we just like to, that's all we like to really delve into when we have like a black protagonist or like black writers and stuff like that. I just wish that we delve more into like the fantasy stuff. I don't know, that's, I'm just rambling, but that's always kind of like bother me. It's just like it's like we limit ourselves in a way sometimes, man. Like Black Dynamite was amazing. I would love to see more stuff like that. Like the Last Dragon and stuff like that, and just more fantasy stuff. More like kind of like original ideas and stuff like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the Malcolm X film with Denzel Washington was great, and you have like the Dr. King films and stuff like that, and Rosa Parks film, like stuff like that is fine. But I just wish, but it seems that that's all we like to really do, as whenever the protagonist is of Negro ethnicity. I mean, I don't know. That's just how I personally feel. I just think that we can do more than that. So whenever it comes, I'm always shocked and amazed by it. I just like us to delve into the fantasy, but it just seems that we don't really go that way a lot. But that's just me. But as far as this, I mean, why would you even go this route? I mean, haven't we demonized our Caucasian brothers and sisters enough? I mean, it just seems that it just seems like that's is what's popular in Hollywood right now, and the game industry seems to go that route. And I don't know. This wouldn't have been a good idea. And if Ubisoft did back away from this, that's probably for the best. I mean, they're not. I mean, they're on thin ice with gaming fans as it is. So this wouldn't have been a good move, in my opinion. Proceed. 5 current and former employees said that the project had early approval before executives killed it. One insider summarized the reason as being too political and a country too unstable. The explanation might sound like caution, but it misses the point entirely. Ubisoft didn't pull the plug because of political instability. It pulled it because the project was political from the start. No one was asking for a lecture about wrapped Assassin's Creed branding. Players have been asking for historical escapism, not another attempt at rewriting history through modern ideological filters. Right. I mean, if you go back to all of the Assassin's Creed games that were made before, this one was, all of the characters, because like I said, the last Assassin's Creed one I played was the I don't even remember the name of it. But the one that takes place like during the one in the Norwegian area, like the Viking time and stuff like that. That one was amazing. But who were you playing with? You were playing with characters that were historically, represented at that time. Like basically wherever country or location the game takes place, you predominantly play with the character of that, that demographic that was predominantly there. In Egypt, you play with an Egyptian. Norwegians, you play with a Norwegian one. If it's in America, you play with an American. So we finally get to Japan, and you pick the one. And I remember saying this a while back in the video that I talked about this before. Like I said, you picked the one Negro that was walking around. Hey, come on, man. So I can understand why Japan was upset about this. It just makes no sense. That was a straight political ideological move like I never seen one. It just was. I mean, come on, man. Like I said, and I would say the same thing if there was a game, if it was an Assassin's Creed game that took place in like Nigeria or Cameroon or something like that, and you choose the one Irish brother that was just walking around, that would have been stupid too. I mean, why do that? I mean, why do this to Japan? I don't understand this. Continue. The Yusuke problem. Ubisoft's panic over the Civil War project stems directly from the reaction to Assassin's Creed Shadow. When the company revealed Yusuke as one of its playable leads, fans immediately noticed how far the franchise has strayed from its own traditions. Historically, Assassin's Creed protagonists were original characters who interacted with real historical figures. Shadows broke that pattern by placing players directly in the shoes of a historical figure whose story has been stretched to fit in modern talking points. Ubisoft marketed the move as authentic representation, but fans saw it from what it was: corporate virtue signaling, designed to score headlines rather than tell a compelling story. The backlash was loud because it exposed what longtime fans already suspected. Ubisoft isn't focused on immersive historical storytelling anymore. It focuses on image management. I mean, how can you not see that? I mean, they did it with all of the other games, so it appears that Ubisoft is just turning over a new leaf and wants to go in a different direction. So who knows what the next Assassin's Creed game is going to be after this one if they don't proceed with this reconstruction era version. I mean, where can they go from here? I mean, there's plenty of stories that you can tell. I mean, you can have an Assassin's Creed that takes place in China or Russia or Korea or I don't know, Mexico or something. I don't know. There's plenty that you can do, but who knows where? I mean, wait a minute. Did they have like a? It was some Assassin's Creed game where they went to like different countries. I remember seeing it the other day. I never played it, but they were going all over the place. But I don't know. It's some that, I think it was like a spin-off version where they was like going to different places. I don't know. But let me finish this up. The company that preaches no politics. When Assassin's Creed Shadows was criticized, CEO Yev Yelmont, probably butchered his name, my apologies, publicly claimed Ubisoft's goal is not to push any specific agenda, insisting that they make games for everyone to enjoy. That line rings hollow when the same leadership keeps steering creative teams toward projects built around modern ideological themes. The company has a long track record of pretending neutrality while chasing political relevance. Far Cry 5 mocked supposed American extremism. See, Far Cry, I never delved into the Far Cry game series, but I heard they were always really, stellar games and stuff like that. I just never jumped into them. So Watch Dogs Legions took aim at nationalism and surveillance, and now Ubisoft flirted with the rewriting post-Civil War America before realizing it might actually have to defend its own message. So I just woke up, got the sniffles in there. Fear, not principle. According to GameFile's report, Ubisoft finances also played on a role in the cancellation. After a disastrous 2024 filed with delays, weak sales, and falling stock prices, leadership became increasingly risk-averse. The idea of releasing a political charged story about race relations in the middle of America's cultural divide became became too much for a company already struggling to maintain stability. And that's what I'm saying though. Like, I mean, everyone is, walking around with their placards and their banners just so much nowadays. Like, why would you not want to create over here sniffing in the mic, but why would you not want to create a game, or why would you not want to tell a story that kind of calms down and kind of pushes it back against all of this craziness? Right? Why not want to make something that unifies us all? Tone down on all of this rhetoric, and tone down and just tone it down. I mean, a game doesn't have to be political in order for it to send a powerful message. It doesn't. I mean, video games have been around for over 50 plus years. I mean, like, there's plenty of stories that you can tell historically that doesn't alienate people or that doesn't demonize a particular group of people. Like, I could just imagine if there was an Assassin's Creed game that took place in the I don't even want to say it, but if it took place like in Israel or something like that, I could just imagine what they would do with that. It just, my gosh, it just seems that these gaming companies, and it just sucks because when in terms of the artists, the people who work day and night, sun up to sundown, the people who are actually behind the creative process and not just the storytelling, but the people who, the developers who have to, I mean, just stuff like this, what you see, just the artistry behind it, the people who put all the stuff together from an artistic standpoint, programming all this stuff. I feel sorry for them, mainly because, they probably are not working for these companies with any type of agenda. They just want to create and, get these projects off the ground. But it's probably the people, the higher ups or the consultants, or these people that they bring in who just have this agenda or where they want these stories to go. It just proceed. But the caution comes years too late. The real problem isn't the setting; it's the mindset. Ubisoft keeps trying to sell ideology under the banner of representation, then acts shocked when the gaming community pushes back. I mean, you can expect pushback. If you don't, you're not paying attention. Ubisoft's identity crisis. The Assassin's Creed Civil War cancellation is just the latest example of Ubisoft not understanding its audience. Fans want deep gameplay, historical intrigue, and creative freedom, not corporate messages about race, gender, or politics. Nobody wants that. Like I said, depending on where the story takes place, if the person so happens to be of this demographic, or if this person so happens to be of this this sex, or this person so happens to have this political view. If, like I said, as long if it's historically accurate, and that was the mentality at the time, and this was the type of people that were doing it, as long as you do that from an accurate standpoint, I don't think too many people are going to push back, especially if that's how it was, told accurately at that time period. But it's just so much modernization, if that is that even a word. It's so much modernizing of messaging that's being dumped into something that's supposed to be historic, if that makes any sense. You got a time, you got a story that takes place during time where where Moses was walking around, and then we're hearing all of this modern messages and stuff that's supposed to take place during. I'm just giving an example. It's just stuff like that people are getting sick and tired of. It's so obvious to people. It's so blatant to people, and that is what's pissing people off about it, and myself included. I don't want to see stuff like this. Like I said, if it's historically accurate, fine, but when it's so blatant, it's just nerve wracking, man. I mean, nobody wants to deal with this. We see it in films, and now the gaming industry is falling victim to this, and it's sad. Continue. Ubisoft's leadership is now paralyzed by fear. It insists its games are for everyone, while designing them for social media applause. It talks about authenticity while rewriting history to fit modern narratives. Basically, what I just said, yeah. And it blames players for instability when the real instability is inside the company itself. Bottom line, Ubisoft didn't cancel the bold idea. It canceled another political motivated misfire before it could explode. After years of scandals, poor management, and tone-deaf storytelling, the company seems determined to alienate both its developers and its fan base. If Ubisoft wants to have Assassin's Creed, it doesn't need more representation of sensitivity consultants. And that's where I think the true issue lies. They're having these consultants, people who really have nothing to do with the actual creative process, who just like what's the name of that place? Sweet Baby something, like people like that. They have dipped their toe into so many IPs, so many projects, and when the truth comes to light and people find out who these people really are, like all hell breaks loose. Like, because when you see these people, like they don't really care about the success of these IPs whatsoever. They just want to implant whatever they believe in into a game where there really is no place for it. And that's where I think the real issue lies. I think it's really these consultants and the higher ups they're just bending the knee, because they think if they bend the knee to these consultants, then that would be good for sales. Like I said, it's such a small population of people that are doing this, but for some reason the people with the financiers and the people with the money and stuff like to push these projects, they think I guess they think these people are the majority who think this way. But then when they find out, when the games are launched and the prices aren't what they expected, that just goes to tell you that no, that's not the majority. It seems like they're trying to appease a small amount of people, and this is the result of what you get. Proceed. It needs to remember what made the series iconic in the first place: compelling history, solid gameplay, and a story players actually want to experience. And here, man. I mean, I just don't understand why this route is a necessity for these people. I don't get it. Me personally, for like these consultants or the people who think this way, like, why don't you just write books? Just write a novel or something like that. Leave the gaming industry alone. Leave the film industry alone, man. I mean, because like I said, man. I mean, storytelling in general is universal, but when it comes to films, like when it comes to a powerful media outlet like film, and gaming is become a very powerful outlet. I mean, it's finally here. I mean, back when I was coming up, it wasn't really, people always would make fun of people who were gamers. Now everybody's a gamer, right? But when you implant these type of divisive, narratives into a medium that's supposed to bring us all together, it's going to do damage. We tap into watching films, we tap into playing games, we tap into, sports to get away from all of the political claptrap. And then now it just seems like they're just following us into these entertainment mediums, and people are just tired of it. And I'm kind of tired of it myself, as a, like I said, as an inspiring, actor myself, trying to get into film and stuff like that. This is just undone, and I don't think that we can. I just don't think that this is sustainable. I don't believe that it is. But all right, y'all. 31 cents added. Another one for the archives. It's your brother Bleak signing out. Until next time, everybody. Us.